Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing the range launch for Airfix. So this is going to be a big announcement at probably the next 7 minutes. They're going to kick the main thing on so we can hear and see visually, guys, what they're going to release for 2026. Obviously, I've got a live chat thing with Moz Models, so shout out to him and his guys, cracking videos you guys all do. Who are going to do their reaction to it as well. So I'm running on that live stream thing for it. So I'm watching that. Well, not watching it per se, but keeping an eye on what the chat's saying with regards to that. And they're saying about probably a 124 scale Hurricane or a 148 scale Jag, or still some Lysanders and stuff. Probably not some Spitfires, because obviously Spitfires were highly popular, but we could. Okay, so we've got about 6 minutes to run. So yeah, let's kick this off and let's have some fun. So yeah, guys, welcome back. Right, we have 5 minutes left to run, so 5 minutes till the start of the range launch. Obviously, the chat on Mods' thing is saying they want some of the vehicles and stuff, the 135th scale vehicles. That will be brilliant for us to have those in the range by Airfix. Obviously, we just need to find out from Dale, who is head of brand at Airfix, what his plan is for 2026. Bear with, I've just got something to do with my eye. There we go. But yeah, that is the plan. So yeah, we're going to just sit back, relax, and let's find out in the next 4 minutes what it's going to be. So I'm just going to change the screens over, so you aren't seeing my face, but you're going to see the main page ready to watch it. And obviously, once the video is done, when the mods and the others are doing their Q&A with Dale and stuff, I will be analysing the video and also going via the website, and I will explain to you what my opinions are with regards to the kits. Whether there'll be a good tooling, it's going to be a iffy tooling, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be some good ones. And obviously the Vintage Classic range is quite a good one, because obviously I was born in the 21st century, so I was never brought up with the classic models and classic toolings when they were first released. So obviously now I'm getting the Vintage Classics, which are the older toolings. So yeah, that's good, and we are about to go for it. We are 3 minutes till showtime, and there's nothing really I want to say. Obviously, the Apache is another one that they are suggesting on this chat thing, that they are thinking is going to be a good one. So yeah, we are going to wait to see, and let's start the show.
Hi, my name is Dale, I'm head of brand here at Airfix. Let's take a look at the 2026 product range. With 2026 seeing the 85th anniversary of the sinking of the German battleship Bismarck, we are reintroducing the Sink the Bismarck gift set, which includes kits of the German battleships Bismarck and Prince Eugen, alongside the British ships HMS Ark Royal, Suffolk, Hood, and 2 tribal class destroyers.
That's good. That's what the 2000 scale.
2026 also sees the 85th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor and the reintroduction of our gift set, containing 2 attacking Japanese aircraft, a Mitsubishi Zero and a Nakajima Kate, alongside a defending Curtiss P-40 Warhawk. Capturing the historic moment of humanity's first step on the moon, our reintroduction of the One Small Step for Man gift set. The first in a series of new multi-packs. To celebrate the 100th year anniversary of the Swedish Air Force, we have created a special set which includes 5 kits, each of which depicts an aircraft that played a significant role in Swedish military aviation. a Gloucester J8 Gladiator from 1938, a North American J26 Mustang from 1938, a Supermarine S31 Spitfire from 1952, de Havilland SK28C3 Vampire from 1960, and lastly a Saab J35 F2 Draken from 1982. Next up we have some special twin packs, each of which represents a Eurofighter Typhoon FGR-4 in one of the 3 well-known display schemes that have adorned the aircraft on the display circuit over the years. Also included in each pack are either the actual historical aircraft that inspired the display scheme or a suitably similar display scheme on another aircraft. Firstly, we have the Eurofighter Typhoon ZJ913 Moggy, with its special D-Day anniversary paint job for the 2024 airshow season, alongside a Hawker Typhoon MN396 FMG. Secondly, Eurofighter Typhoon ZK349 Gina, with its Battle of Britain commemorative camouflage paint scheme, alongside Hawker Hurricane Mark I P3576 GNA. And lastly, Eurofighter Typhoon ZJ914 Blackjack, with its 2012 to 2014 RAF Typhoon display team livery, alongside the Short Staccato ZF338, wearing its 2008 90th anniversary of the Royal Air Force display scheme. Moving on, we're introducing a new series of multi-kit box sets for the range, Airfix Legends. Airfix Legends is a new series of premium kits created to honour the men and women who served across generations, conflicts and theatres of history. Each kit goes beyond the machine, paying tribute to the people behind it, the pilots, crew, engineers and service personnel whose skills, courage and commitment shaped history. Drawing on meticulous research and Airfix's renowned attention to detail, Legends focus on the human stories that brought them to life. From pioneering early aviators to modern frontline service, every release is a respectful homage. The first box set in this series will be a triple pack commemorating the famous RAF pilot, Sir Douglas Bader, and 3 of the aircraft that he flew. Included will be the following 148 kits in the following schemes: Bristol Bulldog Mark II A K1676, as flown by Bader in 1931. Hawker Hurricane Mark I V7467, as flown by Squadron Leader Douglas Bader in September 1940. And lastly, Supermarine Spitfire Mark II A P7966, as flown by Wing Commander Douglas Bader in summer 1941. The Curtiss P40B Warhawk in 1/72nd scale. Junction with the 85th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, we are reintroducing the P40B with 2 new decal options, allowing the modeller to choose between 2 of the fighters that managed to get airborne and shoot down several enemy aircraft during the Japanese attack. Grumman F4F4 Wildcat, a straight reintroduction with the original 2015 decal schemes. North American F86F Sabre in 1/72nd scale. A colourful US scheme featuring the personal mount of Brigadier General Henry R. Spicer in 1954. and the second, which is an RAF scheme of number 234 Squadron. The B5N2 Kate makes a reintroduction this year, another 85th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor reintroduction of our 2015 new tool. The 1/72nd scale Lockheed F117A Nighthawk makes a reintroduction this year. Re-release of the world's first operational stealth fighter sees 3 new schemes. A 40-night fighter wing aircraft nicknamed affectionately Christine, with the well-known US flag markings on the underside. Scorpion 4, one of the full-scale development airframes in the two-tone grey scheme, and one of the secretive and supposedly retired Dark Knights, recently seen flying out of Groom Lake Test Facility in Nevada. Introducing our first new tool of 2026, our 1/72nd scale English Electric Canberra B2, Britain's iconic first generation jet bomber. Featuring detailed exterior and interior cockpit area with bomb bay and optional ordnance. The scheme and optional parts document the operational service of a single B2 airframe, WJ640, from 1968 to its eventual retirement in 1981. The 3 scheme options offer examples of the various paint schemes Canberra aircraft would have worn with the RAF throughout this period. Showing how the airframe looked in 1968 and 1973. And lastly, a fully camouflaged number 100 Squadron livery from 1977. The 1/72nd scale North American B-25B Mitchell. Introduced into the range in 2019 with new parts. This will be a straight re-release, including decals from the aircraft that took off from USS Hornet during the Doolittle raids in April 1942. Our second new tool for 2026 in this scale is the Luftwaffe's workhorse, the Junkers 52. This highly detailed kit will allow the accurate building of the 3M G4E version of the aircraft, with optional parts for the various upgrades that were introduced as the Junkers 52's extended operational service progressed. Also included are optional parts which depict the subtle differences between aircraft built at the 2 factories, which produced this particular version of the Junkers 52. The corrugated surface texture is faithfully replicated on all external surfaces, with multiple doors and hatches that can be posed in open or closed positions. Fully detailed interior and engines are included alongside machine gun, armaments, options, and undercarriage with or without spats. The canopy is slide moulded to ensure clear definition of window frames. As a bonus, various extra parts are supplied, like barrels and wheel chocks, which can be used in ground-based dioramas. There will be 3 schemes included in this kit. Russia, March 1942, in an Eastern Front scheme. Russia, 1941, in a colourful standard scheme. And lastly, Neumünster, Germany, depicting the surviving aircraft currently residing at the Norwegian Armed Forces Museum. The scheme faithfully reproduces the aircraft prior to its loss in April 1940. Avro Shackleton AEW2 MR2 with new schemes. Our third release of this tooling sees 3 new decal schemes. An ex-RAF Coastal Command Shackleton MR2, wearing a non-standard camouflage scheme while serving with the Empire Test Pilot School. Another MR2 with distinctive yellow and black NATO identification bands for its involvement in Operation Musketeer during the Suez Crisis of 1956. And lastly, number 8 Squadron AEW2 version with an overall grey scheme. Making a reintroduction in 1/48 scale with brand new schemes, the de Havilland Vampire F3. The first scheme depicts VT-871, one of the 6 number 54 Squadron Vampires that made the first jet-propelled flight across the Atlantic in 1948. Second, a Canadian Vampire 17053 of number 410 Squadron Cougars. And third, a colourful Mexican Air Force 200th Fighter Squadron aircraft with a shark's mouth livery. Junkers Ju-87 B2 R2 Stuka with brand new schemes. Our tooling of this infamous Second World War German dive bomber sees a refresh with 2 new schemes, as follows. And first, an aircraft that operated out of Bulgaria early April 1941. A Ju-87B2 Tropical in a standard scheme with Eastern Front markings, but on the occasion of the pilot's 500th mission, shortly after which he was awarded the Knight's Cross. It would have been remiss of us to not provide for the 1/48 scale Lysander Special Duties variant when developing the original kit only last year. The kit contains new parts for the Mark III Special Duties Lysander, which would consist of rear cockpit access ladder, 150-gallon internal auxiliary fuel tank, a ventral 150-gallon long-range fuel tank, rear passenger seating, new spinner, the IFF Mark III lower rear aerial. Also included is a new 1/48 figure depicting a female agent. There will be 3 schemes with this release. 161 Squadron RAF Tempsford, 357 Squadron the Far East, and 148 Squadron Mediterranean. Our Bristol Blenheim Mark 1F gets re-released with 3 new decal schemes. L1134 depicts the lone 62 Squadron aircraft in which on the 9th of December 1941, Squadron leader Arthur Scarfe made his daring daylight raid on the Japanese Imperial forces in Singora, Thailand. To dying from the wounds he sustained, he was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross for his action. K7078 of number 139 Squadron, RAF Wyton, October 1937, depicting an early pre-war scheme. This scheme depicts the original wartime scheme, of which ARCO, the aircraft restoration company's Flying Blenheim Mark I scheme at Duxford, is currently based on. Our 1/48 scale Lightning gets a revamp this year with 3 new schemes for the F6 variant. For 5 Squadron, RAF Lucca, Malta, April 1977. This aircraft was operated by BAE Walton with civilian pilots as a chase plane. The Firebird's emblem was applied to the tail in celebration of 56 Squadron's anniversary when XP 693 visited RAF Waltersham in June 1991. XS 925, number 11 Squadron. This scheme depicts the aircraft that is currently preserved at the Royal Air Force Museum, London. Our third release based on the acclaimed 2023 1/48 scale new tooling of the Fairy Gannet received some fresh export liveries. AS1 XA334 860 of number 816 Squadron, Royal Australian Navy, in June 1967. AS4 F9372, the German Navy, May 1966. And an AS4 AS6 106, 100 Anti-Submarine Air Squadron, Indonesia, 1960. The Westland Sea King HAR3 in 1/48 scale. It was always on the cards, but I'm pleased to say that we will finally release this amazing kit later this year. This release sees the Royal Air Force Search and Rescue version HAR3 depicted in 3 new schemes. XZ596 as co-piloted by His Royal Highness Prince William when with 22 Squadron. The aircraft wears the special SAR 70 livery for the 70th anniversary of the RAF Search and Rescue Force in 2011. The 2 other schemes depict the same airframe, XZ597, but at different periods of its operational service. This airframe continues to fly today with our good friends at Historic Helicopters. Grey scheme was with 78 Squadron based at RAF Mount Pleasant, Falkland Islands, 1990. And again, XZ597, a yellow scheme with 22 Squadron at RAF Valley in 2007. As some of you would have guessed, the 2-seat Jag was always on the horizon after you saw the plastic from our new tool last year. So here we go, the new T2 T4 Jaguar in 1/48 scale. Included in this release, a complete whole new nose section, canopy parts, instrument panel, cockpit coaming, heads-up display, control stick, and ejector seats. The kit also comes with 3 schemes as follows. XX847, number 41 Squadron, RAF Coltishall, July 1992. XX145, Empire Test Pilot School, Boscombe Down, 1992, in the famous Raspberry Ripple scheme. And Jaguar T4 XX835, 238 Squadron, number 1 School of Technical Training, RAF Cosford, 2018. And possibly the hero of 2026, a brand new tool, 1/48 scale, Royal Navy Phantom FG1. This aircraft has been on modelers' wish lists for a good number of years, and after our releases of the Buccaneers and the Jaguars, it was our next obvious choice. The kit includes over 270 parts, with slide moulded jet intakes to capture detail on all sides, a comprehensive weapons fit including Skyflash missiles, Royal Navy 2-inch rocket pods, Sidewinder missiles, 1,000-pound bombs, and external fuel tanks. Also included in the kit is the extended nose undercarriage leg option, detailed cockpit, and ejector seats, together with modelling aids such as moulded paint masks for the undercarriage aperture and integral flat tabs on the fuselage parts for clamping locations, all of which are incorporated into the design of this kit to enhance the build experience for the modeller. The kit comes with 3 schemes, all in the Royal Navy dark blue scheme of the period. XT868 R001 892 Naval Air Squadron, HMS Ark Royal, 1977. XT859 VL725 700p Intensive Flying Training Unit, RNAS Yeovilton, 1968. XT864 VL151. The Messerschmitt BF109 G5 G6, a new tool in 1/24 scale announced in November last year. Comprising of 406 parts and 5 decal schemes, the kit also includes a fully detailed engine with cowling panels that can be displayed in both open and closed positions. A multitude of posable standard and optional parts are included to allow the building of an incredibly accurate G5 G6 aircraft. a rare kit and making its second release since 2019. The 1/24 scale Grumman F6 F5 Hellcat is making a comeback. In this re-release for 2026, we will have 4 new decal schemes. And following a couple of trial products from us last year, I'm pleased to say that 2026 will see more masking sets released into our range. The masking sets will be available for a number of existing products, new tools, and re-releases into the range. New for 2026, we plan to reintroduce these 3 1/76 scale classic military vehicle kits. The Saracen APC Mark 1, 2 and 3, 4x4 Tactical Aircraft Refueler, and the Vickers Light Tank. In addition, we will be expanding the range of 1/35 scale vehicles. First, the Cromwell Mark 7 Mark 6 Close Support will contain new parts. Our 4th new tool for 2026, a natural choice given our soiree into British armoured vehicles of recent years, a Saracen Mark 5 FV 603 Armoured Personnel Carrier. This 1/35 scale kit contains 219 parts, a fully detailed interior containing the driver's position, commander's seat and troop benches. The intricate suspension system is accurately reproduced, and optional parts include turret armament, side mirrors, raised or lowered commander's seat, and external doors and hatch positions. Included are 3 decal options for various finishing options. 83 BA-08, B Squadron, 1st Royal Tank Regiment, Northern Ireland, May 1973. Prototype 33 BA-29, Elvis Limited, Coventry, Warwickshire, November 1972. And something a little different. 334 Sierra Vista Police Tactical Unit, Sierra Vista, Arizona, United States of America, 2011. And following on from last year's Stalwart release, I'm pleased to present the Limber version, due for release later this year. The FV 623 Limber version is complete with Atlas hydraulic crane and associated extras. The kit will come with 3 decal schemes. Now introducing the 2026 range of vintage classic releases. The consolidated PBY 5A Catalina in 1/72 scale. First introduced in 1975 and last seen in the range in 2013. As well as the 2 schemes introduced on our 2013 release of this kit, we have designed a brand new scheme as a bonus for this release, depicting the Royal Australian Air Force aircraft from October 1944. The Short Sky Van in 1/72 scale. First released in 1974 and not seen in the range since 2002, we have completely redesigned one of the decal schemes included in this release, as well as designing a striking new livery with the help of the operators of Pink Skyvan, which still operate commercial services to skydivers and air-to-air photographers around Europe. 5 and 7 blade propellers as fitted to EO FDI will freely be available to download from the Airfix website for 3D printing. Included schemes are as follows. Short SC7 Skyvan, Olympic Airways, Greece, 1974. Shorts SC7 Skyvan, Pink Skyvan, Vienna, Austria, 2023. Mitsubishi Dyna in 1/72 scale, first released in 1965 and not seen since 2012. The Douglas Dauntless SBD 35 in 1/72 scale, first tooled in 1970 and not seen in the range since 2012. Avro 504K in 1/72 scale, first released in 1967 and last seen in the range in 2005. On to vintage classic vehicles now in 1/76 scale. First, the Second World War Matilda tank, first introduced in 1973 and last seen in the range in 2019. The Chieftain tank, first introduced in 1970 and last seen in the range in 2005. The Leopard Mark I tank, first introduced in 1970, last seen in 1983. And the Centurion Mark VIII tank, first introduced into the range in 1964, but last seen in the range in 2008. And lastly, the Crash Recovery set in 1/76 scale, first introduced in 1972 and last seen in 2012. We're reintroducing some 1/76 scale figures to the range this year. Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham figures, first introduced in 1964. Romans and Ancient Britons, introduced in 1967 and 69. And to go with the aforementioned figures, we're reintroducing figures and castle playsets. First will be the Robin Hood playset, including the Sherwood Castle and figurine set. Secondly, a Roman fort and figure set. In 1/32 scale, we are reintroducing the British Commando figure set, together with the British Infantry support set and German mountain troops. We are reintroducing a number of 1/600 scale battleships to the range this year. HMS Cossack, first released in 1959, last seen in the range in 2001. HMS Suffolk, first introduced in 1964 and last seen in the range in 2011. HMS Nelson, first introduced in 1961 and last seen in 2005. The German battleship Scharnhorst, first seen in the range in 1964. This kit hasn't been released since 1983. German battleship Prinz Eugen, first introduced in 1975, last seen in the range in 2013. HMS King George V, first introduced in 1982 and last seen in the range in 2011. Special and long overdue, the SR-N4 hovercraft in 1/144 scale, first introduced in 1966. This kit hasn't been re-released since the 1990s. And last, HMS Prince, a tool ship, first released in 1970 and last seen in the range in 2002. That concludes our 2026 product range. Let us know what you think in the comments below, like and subscribe our video, and we look forward to bringing you these products throughout the next 12 months. See you soon.
What we'll do is we'll just let this run. But yeah, looking at it, it's going to be quite a good range of kits. You've got some of the ships coming out from the previous years. You've got new stuff coming out. It's going to look good. But once this is finished, obviously I'll rewind it and I'll go through it with you guys. I'll go through it and I'll look at the kits again, because obviously looking at it now and then looking at it whilst it's running, it's different because obviously they go super fast. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good year for model kits. Obviously we're going to get some of the vintage classics back, like the ships and the figures and stuff, and we're also going to get some of the stuff we haven't seen in the range from Airfix for a number of years. Obviously some of the vintage classic ones like the Avro 504, I wasn't expecting them to release that as part of the vintage classic range. I thought, oh, it's going to be a VC10 or something like a commercial aircraft, not a Avro 504, which is a biplane. So that might be a nice kit for me to do somewhere. Obviously, a Sea King was another one that was quite a one that everybody was going, they might not do a Sea King, they might do a Sea King for 48 because they need to do the tooling, but no one expected, well, we all expected the McDonnell's Douglas Phantom not to be this year, but Airfix blew out the bag and brought us a Phantom for Royal Navy, which is good because it means it has our HMS Royal, which it means that if I buy that one, which I will eventually, or get it via the club, I can put it with my gannets and stuff to make it look like an RAF or a Royal Navy airfield diorama. So yeah, it's looking good. I like the look of these new toolings that are coming out. These are quite good. So yeah, what we'll do is once this is finished, we'll rewind it and I'll analyse it and I'll walk you through each of the things and explain to you what my opinions are for those kits coming out as a result. So yeah, but it is quite a good range. It's going to be quite a good video. So yeah. So with this one, the Scharnhorst one, it's probably going to be a very small one. It's going to probably be that like Sink the Bismarck waterline gift sets type one that they release. So probably it's going to be a case of it's going to be small. And it's not going to work. I've built I've built the waterline one of the gift sets, so it looks like it's going to be fiddly and everything to do. Obviously, looking at it, it's going to be a quite nice kit though in the process. So.
With 2026 seeing the 85th anniversary of the sinking of the German battleship Bismarck, we are reintroducing the Sink the battleships Bismarck and Prince Eugen alongside the British ships HMS Ark Royal, Suffolk, Hood and 2 Tribal class destroyers.
So yeah, with this one as well, guys, let me bring you guys back. Obviously, because it's Pearl Harbor this year, or the 85th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, they're reintroducing this kit. So obviously, we're going to get the P40, and you're going to get the Zero. You could, in theory, if you are clever and you have got the aftermarket stuff, you could make it look like the diorama from one of the scenes from the film Tora Tora Tora. That's quite a good film, and it's quite a good reference film as well for the colours and stuff. So if you've got multiples of this kit, you could get like different ones of them, and obviously do all the aircraft in the set as like you could do Wheeler Airfield as like a full range of aircraft, modelled them as like half exploded and half down, some taking off, and the Japanese the Zeros coming in and obviously strafing. So it's quite a good set for you guys to look at.
2026 All-Star gift set contains inside a defending humanity's first step on the moon.
So with this one, guys, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to get this because obviously I've got the Saturn V, which is in 1 to 144 scale. If this was in 1 to 144 scale, I might get it because then it ties it nicely in. But because it's in 72nd scale, it doesn't look like I'll probably be getting this kit. But it is quite a good kit. It is quite good. So if I also bring you up on if we look at this one.
Multi-pack
these like
to celebrate the 100th year anniversary
as well. They are quite good. They've got a good range of different things on there. So yeah, you are looking at quite good range. And with these Legends stuff that they've said about, they might look at doing like different aircraft of different squadrons and obviously different themes within the aircraft. Obviously this year it's the 100th anniversary of the Swedish Air Force, it's 85th anniversary of Sink the Bismarck, it's 85th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. So you're looking at those like themes. Obviously the Phantom is quite a good kit that we'll be looking at. The Gannets are quite good. Obviously, I didn't expect there to be an Australian variant of the Gannet, so I might look at getting that one and doing the HMAS Melbourne. So that was a carrier that was out in Australia. So yeah, we've got quite a number of kits coming out for it. Obviously, if we quickly go to the actual page itself, and I do refresh, it should bring us up on new for 2026. So yeah, as you can see, guys, we've got that kit there. The Grumman Hellcat, that's a kit I will potentially be looking at getting. I'd need to look at people building it and understand it, but yeah, it's quite a good kit. Obviously, the English Electric Canberra, that's going to be a nice one to do, and obviously the Junkers JU52, that will be a nice one for us to do. The Jaguar's going to be the same. Phantom, obviously, that's going to be a really nice one for doing. Obviously, a hovercraft will probably be the same. But yeah, you've got then the Pearl Harbor set. That's actually going to be a proper gift set. And you've got then the Nighthawk, which we haven't seen for a while. The Romans, that's going to be quite good for people who want to do like the Romans battle sequences. Obviously, people who are interested in the ancients, Britons and ancient Rome and the Roman period of time. That will probably be quite good for you. Obviously, with myself, I'm quite interested in obviously military history and obviously battles of significance. So I might look at getting the figures to display them somehow. But yeah, you've got them. You've got then obviously the double gift sets of the Typhoon and everything. Just here. Then I will look at probably getting as well because obviously you've got the Typhoon and a Typhoon. It's the difference in between the newer modern Typhoon and obviously the older Typhoon, and obviously the Hurricane and the Typhoon itself. The Arrow 504 I might look at getting as well. Depends on what they're recommending for it. So if we go to the next page, obviously the Dauntless I'll look at getting because that I've never built before. Obviously the Shackleton. If we click on the Shackleton, actually, I was really surprised when they announced this one. Because it doesn't show you it. Have I got it? Can I show it on this? Yes, I can actually. Where is it? Shackleton. Yeah, here it is. So if I full screen it for you guys, and then I just go zippity zip 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 whilst this is on pause. Yeah, here it is, the Shackleton.
An ex-RAF Coastal Command Shackleton.
You've got the Shackleton itself. This variant is obviously of Royal Air, the RAE at Farnborough. RAE being a place where they did lots of testing and obviously lots of working on that. So that's scheme 8. Obviously, looking at that one, I might get 2 of them because obviously I can do them in Farnborough, which is where obviously the RAE is, and that's quite a popular area for people around this area. And obviously then I can do Lucca, which is Malta. So yeah, it's quite good. It's quite big. It's going to be quite a good range. And it's quite interesting that they're showing you the different ideas with regards to it.
MR2.
Obviously, most of this aircraft stuff will probably be like the Sea King. That will be a nice one for me to do. Chieftain tank, that's going to be a good one as well to do. Obviously, some of the other variants are going to be quite nice as well. The Lysander, that might be one I get. I might not get that, depending on Catalina. Might not be an option. KG5, it depends because KG5 is a 1:600 scale kit. The Centaur, the Matilda tank, that's going to be quite a nice one. Another tall ship, so if people are into their ships, that ship there is going to be quite a good one for them to do. But yeah, that's going to be quite a nice one for people to make. Obviously, the Legend stuff and Sink Bismarck. I think the Sink Bismarck's a waterline stuff, but I need to just double check. Because it's saying it's 1 to 1 to 1000 scale. So what do you get in it? Oh, you get the plastic and everything. So you probably get. Let's have a look at this. So yeah, you get this ship here, which I think is going to be a tribal class destroyer. You get the HMS Suffolk, obviously, the Hood, Ark, Royal, Bismarck, and Prince Eugen as well. So you get quite a range of kits with regards to that. Obviously, the masking sets, which were prominent last year, you've got different ones coming out for them to help you in that respect. And you've got, wow, you've actually got quite a few masking sets. You've got stuff for the 24 scale Hellcat, you've got some for the Chinook and everything. So you're getting quite a good range with regards to this. But yeah, it's quite a good range. Obviously, most of these kits are going to probably be um, quite expensive. Obviously, there's different ones that are ones that I will get depending on what's happening. Obviously, this is personally my own opinion, but obviously it could change. I could change my mind halfway through. But yeah, looking at the range, it is going to be quite a good range. Obviously, I didn't realise they were going to re-release the English Electric Canberra, so that's going to be a nice one for us to for the community to build. But yeah, that's it from this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope the video was interesting and informative, and obviously my opinions were announced to you guys with regards to these kits. Obviously, if you buy these kits, please tell me in the comments how you get on with them. And yeah, I will share my feedback on certain ones of these toolings as well. There's obviously the toolings I've got in the garage as well as what I'm got in my stash is probably what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of years, stroke days. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.